Hello, and welcome to the practical section of this course. Now, this is not scripted. One of the reasons why I wanted to do this section the way that I'm doing it is because I wanted kind of more of a teacher-student relationship so that it would feel a little bit more like when you're in one of my classes or at one of my seminars. I've taught for a really long time. I've taught for quite a long time. It's been about 25 years or so that I've been teaching meditation and researching it scientifically and studying it at university and medical school. This is a thing that it's been a really ginormous part of my life. So it's an honor to have you here, and I really look forward to doing kind of a more relaxed environment than what I've been doing previously with the other lectures, where it's a little bit more scripted. So what I want to cover today, this is not a follow along section. So what I want to cover today is a little bit more of a relaxed version of what we talked about when we discussed in the other lessons about breath timing and breath retention and that type of thing. The reason why this is not a follow along section is because really the best way to do that is to use the guided meditations that we have in this course. You can put them on your iPod and just put in your headphones and follow along with them. But this way, you kind of get a little bit more of a teacher-student relationship. So as we practice here together, what we're going to do is we're going to focus first on the timing of the breath. Okay, this is really, really important. Getting it down to about 6 breaths per minute. So you've got a timer section with an MP3 that'll allow you to follow along. There's a meditation bell where it dings and I say inhale, exhale, or inhale, retain, exhale. And the real goal with this is to bring about the activation of the parasympathetic or rest and digest part of the nervous system. So what you want to do, you could be seated in one of our absolutely wonderful Peaceful Dragon products, or you could be seated in a chair, or you can do these same things while you're standing. But the principles of spinal alignment are all the same. Now, if you do have a cushion, this is way more comfortable than just sitting on the floor. It also helps with the alignment of your spine. So what you want to do is you want to have your head over top of your hips. Okay, so you want your hips and your head to be aligned, and you want to press with the top of your head. So press with the top of your head. And one of the things that I say to my students while we practice is, a lot of times you'll hear meditation teachers say, if you need to focus on something, bring your mind back to the breath. I always combine that with press with the top of your head and straighten your spine. We, in the modern world, we spend so much time seated at chairs and sitting in cars and sitting on trains and things like that we don't spend a lot of time straightening our spine. And in meditation, it's very important for reasons that I cover in some other courses. It's very important to have this sort of proper spinal alignment where you're pressing with the top of your head. So you want to press with the top of your head and tuck your chin in really slightly. And have your hips, obviously this is going to be happening if you're seated, have your hips turned slightly forward to straighten the lower back so that you get a straight line between your hips and the crown of your head. Okay, in Chinese, this is called bai hui. Okay, bai hui, it's the crown of the head. And you press with the top of your head to straighten your spine. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to have a very quick practice where we're going to breathe in for roughly 5 seconds and breathe out for roughly 5 seconds. And what this does is this breath timing activates the parasympathetic or rest and digest system to suppress some of the activity of the fight or flight or sympathetic nervous system. What you do with your hands is fine. If you have specific mudras or something that you want to hold, that's fine. With most people, if you just want to put your hands on your legs, that's fine. So press up with the top of your head and close your eyes. And now you want to breathe through your nose. This is another principle that we've discussed where it stimulates nitric oxide production. And so you want to breathe in through your nose and out through your nose. And get your breath down to roughly one breath in for 5 seconds and one breath out for 5 seconds. Okay, so press with the top of the head. And close your mouth and put your tongue on your upper palate behind your teeth. In Qigong, what this does is it connects the Ren, which is a channel in the front, and the Du channel in the back, and it connects the two of them so the energy can circulate better. Okay? So press with the top of your head, and we'll start. So inhale through the nose, inhale. And you want this to be long, slow, silent, and deep. So inhale. Fill the lower abdomen first and then fill the upper part of the chest. And exhale. Pressing with the top of your head. And inhale. And exhale. And inhale. And exhale. Okay, so for this first stage, what I want you to do is concentrate on expanding the lower abdomen and breathing into the lower section of the lungs. Don't force this. A lot of people will, there's a type of breath called the warrior breath, and it strongly stimulates energy production through oxygen exchange. In this case, that's not what you want to do. So just let it happen naturally. You inhale into the lower abdomen and just guide your mind into your lower abdomen. Okay, you don't want to force and compress the chi or the energy into your lower abdomen. You don't want to do that. Just nice and calm and smooth and relaxed. Okay, so inhale, press with the top of your head and straighten your spine. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know though that's not exactly 1 second each, but I want you to get used to that. So inhale for 5 seconds. Exhale for 5 seconds. Press with the top of your head. As you exhale, bring the lower abdomen in toward your spine. And then inhale and expand the lower abdomen. Inhale through the nose. And exhale through the nose and contract the lower abdomen. And then inhale. Exhale. So that's the first stage. Just practice long, slow, deep, and silent, or as quiet as you can get it, breathing. I'm breathing a little bit louder than usual because I'm teaching, but you want to be as quiet as you can get it. So long, slow, silent, and deep. Breathe into your lower abdomen. So that's the first section of this lesson. The second section of this lesson is learning to breathe into the lower abdomen and then focus on being able to open up the chest. What this does is it fully expands the lungs and it dramatically increases both carbon dioxide exchange and oxygen exchange. And as we've talked about this, carbon dioxide actually plays a very large role in your meditative practice. So what we're going to do now is we're going to concentrate on not just expanding the lower abdomen, but also expanding the lungs. So press with the top of your head, straighten your spine, and inhaling through the nose. Exhaling through the nose. And as you exhale, bring the lower abdomen in toward the spine. Try and get all that oxygen out, all that air out. And then inhale, fill the lower abdomen. And then as you're inhaling, fill the upper part of the lungs next. And then exhale. Get all the air out of your lungs. In Chinese, this is called a shi, shi, hu. So shi is to inhale and hu is to exhale. So shi, inhale some more, hu, exhale. Shi, inhale some more, and then hu, exhale. Okay, shi, shi, hu. My students like it when we say that. It's easy to remember, shi, shi, hu, right? So, okay, so press with the top of your head, straighten your spine, and inhale into the lower abdomen. And then fill the upper part of the lungs. And exhale all through the nose. And you can kind of time this out where it's like about 3 seconds for the first part of the inhale, about 3 seconds for the second part of the inhale, and then exhale everything. Okay, so inhale into the lower abdomen. Inhale into the upper part of the lungs. And then exhale. And exhale through the nose. Inhale. Inhale. Exhale. Okay, so that is the second phase of this basic meditation practice. So the first is long, slow, silent, deep abdominal breathing. And the second phase is to breathe into the lower abdomen first, and then into the upper part of the chest, and then exhale everything out. Okay, so shi, shi, hu. Inhale, and then exhale. Okay, so now we're on to the third phase of this practice, and this is where we start to get into the breath retention. Now, as we've discussed, breath retention affects carbon dioxide levels in the blood, and that causes our bodies to release additional amounts of oxygen that's bound to the blood. So where you get to start with this is with the inhalation. It's a lot easier to start with breath retention on the inhalation because your lungs are already filled up with air, with oxygen, right? And so what this does is this is part of that cycle. So the first step is long, slow, deep abdominal breathing, long, slow, silent, and deep abdominal breathing. The next phase is to start to inhale and then bring extra oxygen into the lungs. And then from there, you're going to retain the breath. Okay, so you can put your hands however you want to put them. Straighten your spine. If you're standing or seated in a chair or seated on one of our products or seated on a meditation cushion, what this will do is straighten the spine just by pressing with the head. Straighten the spine, relax the shoulders. And you can close your eyes. And then inhale into the lower abdomen. Inhale into the upper part of the lungs. And into the chest and really fill up there. And then hold the breath for a very short period of time here. Just a few seconds. 1, 2, 3. And then exhale through the nose. And then inhale into the lower abdomen. Inhale into the upper part of the chest and the lungs. And then hold. Exhale. Exhaling through the nose. And as you exhale, draw the abdomen in. And press with the top of the head. Inhale into the lower abdomen. Inhale into the upper part of the chest. Hold. Exhale. Now, while you're inhaling and then holding the breath at the top of the inhalation, one of the things that you can do, your heart rate's going to be roughly around 60 beats per minute. So if you hold your breath for about 3 heartbeats, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's going to give you, what you're looking for. You can hold it for longer periods of time. And don't do these types of breath retentions in water or areas where you have to have a lot of focus. Just do these breath retentions in a safe place, like in seated meditation. Or you could also do these same techniques lying down. That's fine. Seated's probably better just because of the spinal alignment and the way that gravity works for energy circulation, but you can also do these same techniques lying down. So that's holding the breath at the top of the inhalation. Okay, and what that's going to do is it's going to alter the amount of oxygen that gets released from your bloodstream. In this final stage, the fourth stage of this lesson, we're going to talk about the breath retention at the bottom of the exhalation. And this is where you're really going to feel the retention. And this is where you're really going to feel the reflex to want to inhale. Don't fight with this. If you really feel the need to inhale, just inhale. This is something that your body will get conditioned to do better and better. And it doesn't take very long. It only takes a couple of weeks worth of practice before you're holding your breath retentions for a decent amount of time. But again, this isn't a competition and you don't want to do anything that's that's extreme or anything like that. The goal here is just to get your body used to this timing of inhale, inhale, hold, exhale. And then at the bottom of the exhalation, after you've let everything out, not everything, but the majority, the vast majority of your lungs out, hold the breath. Holding the breath at the bottom of the exhalation is where you're going to feel it the most. Okay, so press with the top of your spine, or top of your head, and straighten your spine. Tuck the chin in very slightly. And inhale. Fill the lower abdomen first. And then inhale. Hold. And then exhale. And draw the abdomen in. And then hold. And then inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. And then inhale. Press with the top of your head. Hold. Tongue on the upper palate behind the teeth. Exhale. Hold. Inhale. Press with the top of your head. Exhale. Hold. Okay, so that's the fourth stage. While you're in the process of learning how to do this, one of the things that you want to concentrate on as you breathe and as you get more and more comfortable with this are the various directions. So imagine that you have like a ball in the lower part of your abdomen. Okay, this is sort of the root of your breath. And as you're breathing, you want it to expand in not just the front direction here. Okay, you want it to expand in all directions, the 6 directions. So you want the ball to expand in the front and the back, and you want it to expand on the sides, and you want it to expand on the top and the bottom. So all 6 directions. So you inhale, it's like filling a glass up with water. It starts to fill up that whole area, and it starts to come up to the top. So you want it to expand in all directions. You don't just want to be breathing in and out and in and out to the front. Okay, as you're doing this and as you get more and more comfortable with it, you want to start getting to the point where you're expanding in all 6 directions. Up, down, out to the sides, front and back. And that's a big part of getting a handle on some of these internal aspects of meditation when it comes to things like Qigong meditation or Neigong meditation, is getting this, getting the feeling of expanding your energy in the 6 directions. So that is our first lesson together in a kind of an informal setting. I really like teaching. I really like teaching. I've done this for a really long time. And it's an absolute honor to have you in this course. And it's an absolute honor to have you as one of my students. So if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to contact. The best way really to do it is through our website, jadedragon.org. But you can also get in touch with me via social media, but email is usually best. But it's an honor to have you here. It's a real pleasure, and I hope that this lesson finds you having an absolutely fantastic day. Thank you.